Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good evening. It is the Lions Fan Cave Chat. Let me get the right background up here. Looks like we got CP Sports Cards who joined us while we were talking live with Scott and the crew from South Florida Tribune. It's good to see them. MDE.
Hi, Michael Edwards.
You. So, Nick, what do you think of us picking up a tight end too? Tyler Conklin.
Well, since we don't have Buck White no more, we definitely need him.
And then we also picked up a nickel corner. We don't have a starting nickel corner, so it was necessary. He's played in 61 games. Started 38 of them for Tennessee before being traded to the Rams. He had a down year last year. He was better with Tennessee, but seeing how he was traded to him, I don't remember if it was in the offseason or at the deadline. It could have been the transition of learning a new defense. So let's see what happens in the offseason.
Hi, Steve.
Solid pickup. Needs some deal. You know what? I think we're going to get that stuff in the draft. Because if you remember what I was saying earlier, we had 41 million. We already spent 17, and we added 2 more that we don't know the contract to it. So we got to be getting close to where all we got left is draft money. Oh, the Kyler Murray stuff is coming out quick and hard. I did see the latest NFC North. The QBs are ready to go to battle photo. There's Kyler Murray's afro right there. Let me get the chat off so everybody could see the faces. Yeah, everybody else 6 foot or taller. The midget is there. Yes, Conklin was good at CMU. He actually was good as a tight end too for the Chargers. So we needed a nickel corner. We got a guy that started at nickel corner off and on the last 3 years. It's not a bad move. Rock Ya-Sin has played nickel corner. We got him also, but everybody forgets that he actually had a better year than Amik did. So I don't think we're as bad in the defensive back room except at safety. But Christian Izzian is a free safety. He may have to spot start for us because I don't think we're going to get somebody like Iffy for now. So I'll break it down. The 4 contracts that I know out of our signings and re-signings. Cade Mays is 8.33. Larry Borum is a 1-year, $5 million deal. And for a tackle, that's cheap. Rock Ya-Sin, $3.2 million. Nickel corner money. Isaiah Pacheco, 1.81. We don't know the contract for Christian Izzy and Trevor Nowaski, Malcolm Rodrigo, Tom Kennedy, and Teddy Bridgewater. So let's assume Motown Mitch, good to see you, brother. So let's assume it's $2 million a piece, because some are going to be a little higher, some are going to be a little lower. That's another $10 million. That's 27 off of that 41. That don't leave a whole heck of a lot. We need 12 million to sign our draft picks. So I have the feeling there's going to be another restructure just to do the draft picks, and I think it's going to be a Lee McNeil. Lee McNeil did not play like a $25 million defensive tackle last year. You can say with 1,400 yards and almost 1,100 yards that Amon-Ra and J-Mo earned their contracts, but J-Mo only makes $8 million. There's no money to clear there. You could clear some up with Amon-Ra. But myself, I just don't see it. I don't see taking it from the people who earned it. That's just me. Okay. Turn this back on. Open the app back up. There, now I can do it. I got another Kyler Murray photo for us fans, and I think it's even better than the other one. All right, let's see this one now. Yeah, I do. I love it. We're making small moves. Still moves to be made, brother. Clearing some cap needs to happen. It will one way or the other. Oh, 100%. But, basically the 19 million was gone as soon as we got it, was my point. Yes, very small crowd. It's just Nick and I. Keegan didn't say anything about wanting to come in. MDE can't make it. It is what it is. Everybody was worried we wouldn't be able to sign enough people to fill the holes on our roster. And now we're down to where there's less than 9 holes. We have 9 draft picks. Imagine that. We don't need all starters for all 9 spots. L'Jarius Sneed had an awful year last year. I think he's awful. We don't have. Yes, it's windy over here too, Megan. It's been windy and cold today. We don't have the cap room for L'Jarius Sneed. You guys don't even comprehend it. I think we're getting into the draft money right now. We just made 2 signings for people. A tight end 2 usually makes anywhere from 4 to 8 million. Thank you, brother. Whatever platform you're watching on. I got people watching on X. I got people watching here. I got people watching on my Facebook. It's great. I love it. But we are up to 657 subscribers now. We are getting ever so close to that elusive 1,000 mark. Been pushing for this for 4 years. This is my 5th season of podcasting. I don't like pushing the sub thing. I don't think Wright's coming back. I thought Wright was a free agent. Let me look. Oh, Brock Wright is on the roster, 4.3. Yeah, so that's probably right around the same amount of money Tyler Conklin's going to get. 4.3 million. Who is not on there is Shane Zylstra. He's gone. There's no money to clear out of Kirby Joseph's contract either this year. Not really. His cap hit's only $5 million, but we just re-signed him, and this is the first year of his new contract. Oh my goodness, it's so much money. I was mistaken. I think we're going to go tackle in the first round, edge in the second. I've been saying it. I think it makes more sense. We all know that Borum's not a starter. He's a swing tackle. He's a depth piece. Manu's not ready. It's one of the reasons why we got rid of Decker. And I think we're either going to trade up or we're going to take the best available safety in the fourth round. That's because we got 2 picks in the fourth round, and this safety room is a lot deeper than everybody thought it was. I don't think they got to move up because I think Monroe Freeling or Caden Proctor will be right there at 17. You can have either one of them, and if you don't want either one of them, Max Ahinakor will be there. I don't see the value in moving up. And everybody says, oh, you never get anything good at 17 or 18. I don't know. Jack Campbell seems pretty fucking good. Just saying. He was the best off-ball linebacker in the league last year. Sam Laporta only makes $3.11 million this year in the last year of his rookie deal. Jahmyr Gibbs makes $5.6 million. Jamison Williams in his 5th-year option makes $8.2. Aiden Hutchinson makes $10.1. Derek Barnes, this is his first decent payday, but it's not that big of a cap hit. It's 9.7. Rock Ya-Sin makes 3.2. Brian Branch in the last year of his makes 2.5. Ennis Rakestraw, if he plays, gets 1.8. Tate Ratledge as a second-round pick gets 1.8. Khalil Dorsey, 1.6. Juice Scruggs, 1.5. Isaac Tesla, 1.5. Giovanni Manu, 1.2. Corby Solsdal. God, why is he on the roster? There we go. His dead cap. Let's see. Where was I at? Colby. Is 80,000. Got him. There's 1.2 million right there. There is no dead cap on Levi Onwuzurike, but he only makes 1.2 million. He's a rotational piece. Miles Frazier, 1 million. Hogan Hatton, 1 million. Jake Bates on his ERFA. Cheap as hell at 1 million. Thomas Harper, we got back for 1 million. Lauren Strickland's there. Dan Jackson is back. Remember, he's coming back off of his surgery. He makes $1 million. Dominique Lovett makes $1 million. Devin Cochran makes $1 million. Malik Cunningham makes $1 million. Hassanin makes less than $1 million. Nick Whiteside makes $1 million. Kai Robichaud makes under 900,000. Same with Thomas Gordon, another tight end that doesn't have a number designation because he was a practice squad pickup. UDFA type guy. Zach Horton, the tight end / fullback we got. He makes under 900,000. It looks like the minimum this year is $885,000. Ahmad Hassanin, out of all of those, is the only one that has a dead cap hit, and it's $20,000. I kind of like Jack Campbell, just saying. There's out of the other guys, there's only one true left tackle, and that's Francis Mauagawa, and it's not worth moving up into the top 10 to get him. So no. I think Monroe Freeling is really, really good. I think Caden Proctor will be really good. He's already shedding weight. He dropped 20 pounds since his bowl game in the national championship playoffs. He's dropped 20 pounds. He was 370. He's down to 350. So he's shedding the weight like people asked him to do. They said he needed to lose 20 to 40 pounds. He already lost the 20, and people are still bitching. I swear it's like people just want to find something to bitch about. It's just like I said earlier about the podcasters that I've been watching over the last 2 days. Oh my God, we let our pass rush specialist walk. Last year, halfway through the season, we don't have anybody opposite Hutch. But he had 11 and a half sacks. I defended him the whole season. I bet you we offered him $6 million and he walked. The Lions got more solid. Yeah, Motown, you can't have it both ways. You can't bitch about him the one year, and then when he walks, you're going, oh my God, he's a pass rush specialist. We're going to miss him.
Yep, people would probably complain because their food tastes good.
And those are the type of people that I tell to go blow a goat.
Yep.
Yeah, by the way, here's Kyler practicing today.
Was that the one I sent? Yeah, I couldn't remember.
No. And this, neither one was from you, I don't think. It might have been from you. I don't know. I just download them. I'm focused on the show right now. I don't want to talk about outside the show, buddy. I don't know. I hate it when that happens. Did you see this, Vinny? All 4 quarterbacks posed for their team photos. They forgot to bring the step stool for Kyler. He said, nice.
Nice.
But I love the fact we brought in Tyler Conklin to be our tight end too. I love the fact we picked up a guy that has starting experience at nickel corner. Last year, he was considered the 27th out of 114 different corners, so that's pretty good to me. But that's PFF rankings, and I trust their rankings of corners like people trust Wet Sharman to wipe their butt. I'm not as worried as everybody thinks. Everybody keeps saying that Branch won't be back till Thanksgiving, and I was like, meaning it's going to take a full 12 months for him to get healed? Because we've seen people coming back at 9 months and 10 months. So if he got hurt in November, there's a chance he could be back by the end. Yes, 13 personnel. He uses that extra tackle. He uses both tight ends. Wet Sherman squishy. Ooh. So what I'm saying is we filled enough holes that I think we can tack what we need in the draft. And I think the linebacker class is that you're going to get 2 starting quality linebackers even in day 3. I think as long as you're not picking in the 7th round for linebacker, you're going to get somebody out of this draft class that could be starter quality. It's that deep. Kendall Daniels, Aiden Fisher, Lander Barton, Red Murdoch, Eric Gentry, the Boeing 747 of linebackers at 6'7" and 600 or 240 pounds. That guy's huge. He's got a wingspan bigger than Calvin Johnson. He doesn't have to jump to swat down passes. Unless it's a bomb pass. And Juice Scruggs is basically Dan Skipper's replacement. And he was 1.58 million. That's what we got him for. So we lost Monty, who was almost 7 million. Yes. Brad has done a wonderful job of filling in holes with what was affordable and too available. The draft is and has been our magic wand this year, not only to open the window, but kick it in and win. Amen. And it is almost that time. We're about 10 minutes away from where I go to where I tell MDE to say his 3 favorite words in the world. He loves putting them in the chat. So, Nick, what's your thoughts on Roger McCreary?
I think he'll be good for us. I hope and pray that he does better than Robinson did.
Amit did great his first year here. Last year, I think it was a lot of him having to cover on the outside due to injuries to Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed. At one point, both of them were out. But what was funny is we had our best secondary performance in that 1 week that both of them were hurt. That was versus the Buccaneers. We had Nick Whiteside getting a pick. We had Thomas Harder and Avante Maddox getting picks. We had Rock Ya-Sin batting balls away. And we had Baker Mayfield running for his life in the backfield. That was the one game that Lee McNeil came back and looked good, his very first game. After that, he was very pedestrian, average. I hate it when tourists are asking me about the ingredients in the soup when it is time to type the magical words. It really stresses me. I invest time in 3750 every show, and I got to deal with that. Oh, love you, MD. Oh, the comedy. Oh, love it. Comedic timing. It's just as good as your writing, brother. Oh. Fine. You gonna complain about 3750? Let's make it 75. Oh. No, but in all seriousness, I love MD. He's like a brother to me. We talk all the time. Just like you and I talk, Nick. You know.
Mhm.
Oh, dang you, Murgatroyd even. Exit, stage left.
Good one, Michael Edwards.
Yeah. Oh. All right. You said the words. You don't have to say them again. I'll go ahead and start one. Let's get her going. Oh. Got to get the page up first and foremost. Set it fast. There. Change it to ESPN. Choose the Lions. There, I got all that set up. Unless we free up some money, yeah, I think we're pretty much done in free. We spent 17 million, which is all we were able to roll over from last year, which takes us back down to the 34, and we have 7 contracts to add in now. So I think we might be pretty much done. No. Yet. I'm not taking either trade. So there's Caleb Lomu, Mikai Lemon, Peter Woods, Akeem Messador, who didn't run at the combine. I believe Ione did. No, he didn't run either. Caden McDonald did not. TJ Parker did. Max Ahinacor did, and so did Monroe Freeling. And that's as close to a perfect RAS as you can. He is an actual left tackle. Ahinacor is a right tackle. So if you don't want to move Sewell, you go Freeling. I don't care. I'll move Sewell. Now that I don't mind. Back to 56 and get pick 100. But let's see what the other one is. Yeah, I'm not trading with Green Bay. Not when I'm getting a better deal. I'll take that. Okay. No and no. Now let's see who the best edge available is. Because this is where it's my boy, Gabe Jacobs. Now we got 100, 118, and 128. I think that's a lot better looking. Because there we are with the last. Wow. No, I can't. Okay, we got our edge. He did not run, and he's a tiny boy. Malik Muhammad, 6 foot and 182. Keith Abney the second, a little bit on the tiny side. Will Lee, very good. Very good size. I like Will Lee, but we can probably get him at 118. Let's go. Aiden Fisher. Dante Corleone down there. This is the guy that had probably the worst combine performance ever. Right there. A 2.74. Dante didn't run, but he looked good in his drills. This is the guy that should be moving up and hasn't moved at all. That's very good for an undersized defensive tackle at 6'1" and 290. I'm going to get Dante Corleone here. I think we're going to be able to get Aiden Fisher right here. And then I'll go safety. See, now here is where I'm still reaching. I don't like it. So we got Dalen Everett, who's a 6'1", 196 guy, had a 9.82. Traden Stukes had a 9.88 at 6'1". Damani Jackson did not run. Sicario Davis did, though, with a 9.76. I love Stukes. I don't want to miss out on him. And I'm not missing out on Kendall Daniels. There, I got my big linebacker, too. I got my off-ball linebacker. I got an outside linebacker. Now we're to the point where we can start doing some things here. Did I get a safety yet? No. But I'll take BJ Payne. He's right here. Let's see who's here. Mary Miller. Adam Randall's not there. Look who moved up. I knew he would. Look at that. 6'5" and 216. Man, that's a nice one. We don't need that. Klein had a good. Wait, is Eli in there? Nope, he went. I had a feeling he might. We'll go. I'll finally get a Michigan guy. There. I'll make the Michigan faithful happy. I don't mind their tight ends. So we ended up with 10 picks at the end. We traded away pick 50 to get the 100th pick, and I think I filled out the roster. What do you think?
I agree.
Pick babe. I think we're going to have to, because we don't know what we're going to have out of Pacheco. He has not been able to stay healthy the last couple of seasons. He's ran well. I don't think we're done with free agency unless if we do another restructure. And I'm saying Aleem McNeil. So let me download this so we can actually look at it in tandem here. Oh, I did get it. Okay, good. I think I did. No, I didn't. Damn it. Okay. Stop sharing. Get that off the screen. Get it back to how I had it. Hey, since it's just the two of us, I can make it look a little better. There. Murray can save the Vikings. Well, I will say about Kyler Murray that it's the best weapons he's had of his career next to the year that he had the last year, Larry Fitzgerald and DeAndre Hopkins. Other than that, he hasn't had the weapons like they have there in Minnesota. Yet we do have to hit the draft, and we have to hit it running. I think Gabe Jacobs is the perfect complement type of defensive end to Aiden Hutchinson. That's just me. So here is our draft. Max Ahinakor. I traded 50 back to 56 and got 100 from the Jaguars. Gabe Akis, edge, defensive end out of Illinois. Let me give you his rundown. 6'4", 260 pounds. He has the most violent hands this draft. He's not going to be a speed rusher, but he has a good enough quick first step. And with his hand pop, he beats people with more of a bull rush type of move. Yep, and they re-signed him. They got him for They got him for 2 years, $80 million with incentives. He can make up to $100 million over the next 2 seasons. Smoking Dad. Hutch will elevate any edge rusher opposite him just by association, also by mentorship, and willing to put a foot up the dude's arse if he doesn't give 100% effort. Do I miss Jen? No. The only thing I missed was the third down conversion rate, and we couldn't get that because we didn't have a center. We had Graham Glasgow, an over-glorified guard playing center that looked like a revolving door. Ole! Dad walked in. It was Dad. I got to do it for Dad. All right. So then we got Dante Corleone, the guy known as the Godfather from the Cincinnati Bearcats. Aiden Fisher from the national champion Indiana Hoosiers. Trayton Stukes out of the Arizona. I believe the Arizona is still the Wildcats. Kendall Daniels, an Oklahoma Sooner. VJ Payne out of the Kansas State Cougars. Martin Klein from the Michigan Wolverines. Chip Trayanum from the Toledo Rockets. And Jack Strand of the MSU Moorhead Dragons. I think that's a pretty solid draft. They could be. They lost their big play that won most of the games with the third down and the touchdowns at the end of games in DJ Moore.
Hey, JB, not trying to be weird, but my fiance is trying to call me. Is it okay to talk to you later?
Yeah, go ahead and hop out, brother.
Okay, and you can find me on here on Fridays, everybody.
Yep. All right.
See ya.
Have a good night, Nick.
You too. Bye.
That, and plus they're going to have that first round schedule. I love the Cade Mays signing. He was the guy I wanted all along. I said it. I said, we can't afford Linderbaum. And either Linderbaum or McGovern, one of them's re-signing. It was McGovern that re-signed. and the amount of money that the Raiders gave Tyler Linderbaum, we got all 3 years of Cade Mays for less. Arizona is Wildcats unless PETA files a suit against them for the harm of domesticating cats, and they have to change the name to the Wild Stuff Non-Threatened Play-Doh. Oh, but there we are. This has been another edition of the Lions Fan Cave Time. Don't be making that boy do no truffle shuffle. My heart can't handle it. Yeah, I hear you. I had to do the truffle shuffle back on Thanksgiving, and it still plagues MDE.
Nice.
All I know is Kyler Murray trying to throw to Justin Jefferson. Remember, we used to have to worry about Kirby Joseph still here eating food. All right, go Pack, go. It's good to see you, Vinny. I love when I know everybody's names when I see it. And yes, I have made rebranded my channel again for the 3rd time since I started it. It used to be Kneecap Biting with the Detroit Lions, but everybody that had Detroit Lions actually started getting demonetized by YouTube for trademark infringement. So I changed it to the Motor City Lions. And now that I'm branching into other sports, I have my baseball show on Saturday nights. And come playoff time, I'm going to have a hoop show. I'm going to have a hockey show. Your truffle shuffle hurts me still, but now Nick too. I can't. Not enough icing in the world to wash that out. Sorry. LOL, poor guy. One way to make sure JJ finally leaves Minnesota. You know, they literally tried to snowball it over on the fans, saying, "Oh, this is just a competition to see who's going to win the starting job." JJ never should have been picked at 10. Motown, we talked about it at nauseum. He was a handoff merchant after we got against the good teams. I think he threw for over 25 passes after we hit the Big Ten part of the schedule that national championship year. I think he did it 3 times out of those 9 games. 3. And they were against the bottom feeders, the Perdon'ts, Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's that time of the night where we get to have fun as us Lions fans. I love the moves. So let's talk about our losses. Taylor Decker, right? Demo, Taylor Decker. Was Graham Glasgow a loss? JJ was way overrated, no question. Good kid, but not a starting NFL QB. He rode Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. Don't forget about that, because remember, the last 2 games Corum couldn't play, and it was the Donovan Edwards show. Sorry, JJ. Thanks for the memories, brother. Oh, yeah, because now he used to have to worry about Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, or one of our corners getting in the way. If JJ was throwing the ball, now with Kyler, he's got to worry about Mr. Sticky Hands himself at defensive end, number 97, Hutchinson, because all you got to do is do this, and that would be a bomb pass from Kyler. So Graham Glengo, AA, Amik, and of course AQM and Lopez. Lopez was the one that hurt to me. Lopez hurt more than AQM because Lopez and Williams, when they were on the field together, they were amazing. Proof was in the pudding. The first 8 weeks when Talik Williams was starting, even with DJ Reader next to him. Yes. I'll delete the Keebler elf like a fun stripe cookie twice a year now. Let's fucking go. Love it. So we still got Thomas Harper, who made plays for us. We still got Rock Yassin that played plays for us, and we still got Nick Whiteside, all on the active roster. And we got Dan Jackson, our 6th-round pick, that safety that everybody was talking about how good he looked in the preseason until he broke his wrist. We got him coming back. Everybody forgets about Dan Jackson, the kid out of Georgia. He was a good safety for Georgia. I want to see what he does in the regular season. I want to see him stay healthy. Not now. We already had to play it one too many times tonight, Schuleberg, but thank you. Thank you. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We signed 11 players with our re-signings. Our re-signings were Trevor Nowoski, Malcolm Rodrigo, and Tom Kennedy. Oh, you're calling him Vanillatron? Don't work. Shep can work with the secondary we have. Nobody wants to admit it, but Azel was a hindrance this season. I'm sorry. He missed more tackles than an anorexic teenager misses dinner. I had a nickname for Anzalone in 2021 when our whole defense was ass, but he missed so many tackles. He had the highest missed tackle rate on the team. Motown, do you remember my nickname? Yes, Steelers have made some good moves. I love the fact they got Jaquan Brisker. Great move. The trade for Michael Pittman, and that gives them a solid second option to DK Metcalf that they didn't have last year. Gotcha. Do you remember what I used to call Alex Anzalone in 2021, or were you not around then, Motown Mitch? Because I got one for you. I used to call him Analese because he fucked the defense every time he missed a tackle. He started to look like that again last year. So, yes, he had 4 pass breakups or 5 pass breakups. Good for him. What about all the times he let the guy go right on by him? What about all the times somebody called? Love AA's hair, but that nickname LOL is correct for 2025. Sorry. He went back to it. He became Thor's alone for 3 straight seasons. The 2022 season, he wasn't missing tackles at the beginning of the year. We just weren't scoring as well. Once we started scoring, we went on that epic 8-1 run where the only game we lost was that awful game where we didn't realize the outside stadium had turf on it and we didn't wear our home cleats at Carolina, and the whole team looked like they were on an ice skating rink the first half. Then we damn near pulled it out. I think we got within 7 on that game. They should get Glover Quinn out of retirement. Yeah, you're not getting that. He's happy doing his Blessed podcast. I had him on here back in 2022. Hey, Daniel. Barry Rams officially 27-22. Nice. Nice to see you, Daniel Barry. I had to look at it and kind of throw slash marks in to figure it out. The Rams are having a good offseason. Love what they've done in their secondary. They got both of the starting corners off of Kansas City. If we're getting long retired players, yes. Right. Think about it. We win one more game in 2025, we are in the playoffs. It's not like when we suddenly reverted to the Matt Millen days. Let's be positive and look. Yeah, I am. Nick was on. He had to hop off because he had a phone call. He was here, but Nick had a phone call from his fiance. She's either working or on the way home and had to ask the honey-do list questions. Paul, thank you. Thank you for the picture. I used it. Stay right here. Ding. All right, Vinny. Yeah, he is. He's getting better. Murray drops back for the pass. The center farts and he's sacked. Kyler Murray is not that tall. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I'll get you the link there, Vinny, just a second. Waiting for this slow ass internet to work. There we go. I just sent you the link on Facebook. Hop on in, brother. Center parts. Oh my God, that isn't right. Oh my God. It's going to be mandatory that the centers take Bino 4 hours. Isaiah Pacheco? Other than the fact he's had some injury concern, he's actually a really speedy and shifty runner. He's a very good receiver out of the backfield. If he blocks for a quarterback, it'll be the first time I've seen it. He is not a blocking running back. That's why they had to sign Kareem Hunt, because Kareem Hunt blocks better than him. Flint, where the water shits in the tires is good. And the internet is just good enough to cause MDA to have PTSD over the music and truffle shuffle 9 times a week. Love you, MDA. I hope you saw that, Vinny. I did send you the link. Thank you. I love it, Mitch. They did see it. All right, and welcome to the stage. Vinny, go pack, go all day. Let me change the view so people can actually see you. There you go. How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
Any day I wake up. I think I understand that we've lost some key pieces that, that some of them that I wanted to bring back. I thought a Meek should have been brought back for nickel corner. I thought AQM and Roy Lopez should have been brought back. But when you look at it money-wise and the amount of holes we've had, it was way easier to do what we're doing. Fill in everything else and then draft the ones we can't. And I think that's the way we're going. Isn't that what it looks like to you?
I mean, everybody's going to make their choices, who to keep, who do you move on from, and then the free agent signings after that, then you decide on your draft picks. So yeah. They're going to prioritize, but ultimately I think you have to do more than just prioritize the positions that you need on the draft, because there might be somebody who's just amazing at one position that you might miss out on because you were prioritizing,
Well, at 17, to take the 4th or 5th best tackle there. That's about where they would fall in every draft. I'll tell you what. He has not played one single snap in 2 seasons. So
Who's
mine
that?
is Ennis Rakestraw, our 2nd-round pick from the 2024 draft. He missed
Oh, wow.
all of 24. He missed all of 25.
Let me see. Who was that guy again? I'm looking him up.
Ennis Rakestraw. He was out of Missouri. He was a good man coverage corner there, but he's kind of slight of frame, tall, lanky kid, like 6'1" or 6'2", and really skinny. How much money did the Pack save once they didn't have to pay NASA and the Kevlar government company for Dobbs' Guardian helmet anymore? That's funny. So in college, Ennis Rakestraw was a physical corner, though. And that's what we were looking
there he
forward
is.
to.
Rakestraw. Okay, I see him now.
Yep.
I don't even remember that guy in the games, honestly.
He hasn't played a game. He has not played one regular season down yet. He got hurt in the preseason of 2024. And then of all the people to hurt him, the one that everybody said, oh, he's not strong enough to be a good wide receiver. He's fast. He's just going to be a one-trick pony. He was covering Jameson Williams, and Jameson Williams shrugged him off and stiff-armed him to the ground, and it separated his shoulder enough where it had to have surgery to repair it.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
Yeah.
and people say J-Mo isn't strong. He just pushed down a guy that's 4 inches taller than him and made him get hurt.
So do you think the Lions are they're going to give him one more shot this season?
Well, yeah, because it's the 3rd year.
Yeah.
And he worked out all of the preseasons, but he hasn't been on them. But he hasn't been in the regular season. We may see him this year, but when seeing him in the preseason, he was getting burnt. I didn't see him in a game in the preseason. That's the problem. He got hurt on the practice field during training camp last year. Now, the first year, yeah, he got burnt twice. He played in 2, and then he had I don't even remember what it was. I can't remember if it was a hip or a knee problem, but I know he missed the rest of the season.
He's 5'11", 188 pounds.
Yeah, so he's exactly what I weighed when I got back from the Army at 20 years old. I'm 5'11" and 230 now.
Sometimes these players, they look so great in college, but then when they show up, they get drafted in the NFL. It's like a different world. They just can't handle it for some odd reason.
You can ask everybody in the chat. It's real. They had a 1st-round grade on him. Mm-hmm. And so when we're getting him at pick 61 in the 2nd round, we were like, oh, we got a steal.
Yeah.
Then injury, and then injury again. It hinders his development. But if he's able to get on the field and be decent and be in the rotation of the nickel and dime slot, I'm good with it, because we haven't seen him play. Period.
Yeah.
I just want to see him on the field making something happen.
The Packers have a guy kind of like that, where they drafted him in the earlier rounds, and he hasn't played much at all the past 2 seasons. And it's like, wow, like, did we just waste a 3rd-round pick for this player? You know?
Ooh.
The Pack should trade up to get Love out of North Dakota at running back? What?
Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love, the running back, and then have JJ go to the bench, because he kind of looked like he took a step back last year. But I think the part of that is the same reason why our guys looked like they took a step back last year. The O-line wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I mean,
you need the O-line to operate your running game. Like,
right.
You have Gibbs, who's very fast, but he's not going to be functional without a offensive line that can create the gaps for him to run through, you know?
Right. And it was the middle of the O-line that was absolute dog shit in the run game. Yeah. I mean, Tate Ratledge was good. But if Graham Glasgow can't communicate properly, which we saw in week 1, there was no communication on that O-line. You guys stunned, and they stood there and like, what do I do now? It was awful.
Yeah. Offensive line is very important.
And that's why I'm glad
you
we
need
got
it.
an actual center. I can't stress it enough. You heard me say this all off season. I was pounding the table for Cade Mays the entire time because I said he'll be a third of the price of either one of the other two guys. And lo and behold, Tyler Linderbaum gets $27 million a year for 3 years out of the Raiders, with $81 million. And what do we get? We get Cade Mays for 8.3, literally a third of his yearly salary.
How long has he been playing? I'm opening up his profile.
I think this was either going to be his 4th or 5th year. It had to be his 5th year because he was just off his rookie contract. He really didn't get a chance to start because they did have a solid center with Carolina until last year, and he took over and started the last 6 games. But during those 6 games, according to PFF, if you don't go by the whole season, if you go by the games he started, he was a top 6 center by PFF. PFF, I do trust their offensive line rankings better than any other position that they do, because they've got some silly ideas of what a pressure is. Sometimes I think if the quarterback sneezes wrong, they call it a pressure.
True.
There's no one around him, and I was like, well, how'd they give a pressure to that guy?
Yeah, Cade Mays was a 6th-round pick in 2022. So you never know if you can get a gem in the later rounds. There's always that possibility, you know?
Yeah, sub 4.2 players, Nicholas Dixon. I think that's what that was supposed to be. Yeah,
so we'll see how he operates.
But actually, I think Gibbs actually ran a 4.42 at the combine, or a 4.38. Tesla ran a 4.39. Pacheco was a 4.4 guy. Like on the very low end of the 4.4s. So yeah, it's great having fast guys. There's nobody that's a sub 4-second runner. If they were, they'd set a world record. Because right now the combine record is 4.21, and that was set. Was that last year by Nate Wiggins at the combine? I think it was. The cornerback out of Clemson.
Oh, I don't know.
It's either
Sam Laporta. The Sam Laporta injury, that really hurt your team last season.
Right, because he was part of the reason why Gibbs was getting big runs on that right side, because you'd had Sewell and Laporta to seal off. And then we find out it isn't a degenerative disc disease like everybody says. He didn't have to have spinal fusion. He had to have fluid removed from a herniated disc. That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's a huge difference in the surgeries that they were talking about. Huge difference.
So if you were to prioritize positions for the draft, how would you prioritize?
I'm either going offensive tackle or edge in the first round at 17.
Okay. And
if the best ones are gone that would fit at that spot, I would trade back.
Okay. So probably right now they're probably looking at all the possible offensive tackles and edge rushers.
Yep. And
who they might want to go with,
like
and then
prioritizing
who they think would be the best fit.
TJ Parker at Clemson, Cassius Howell at Texas A&M. They're guys that are supposed to be around that pick. As far as the offensive lineman, you could see Fanu fall that far, but it's highly unlikely, because I think he's the second best tackle, but he's a right tackle. Caleb Lomu is the left tackle, but I don't think he falls that far because he is a left tackle. He's the second best left tackle on the board, because we all know who the best one is, and that's that Francis Mauagawa out of Miami.
I haven't even looked at the potential draft picks yet.
Well, I'm going to have to send you a link to my articles, because I have like 26 different profiles written already on one page. And
So you've been analyzing it already, huh?
yeah, I've been analyzing it since the Rams game.
Yeah.
I started there way before the combine, but I've been writing ever since the season's been over. I've been writing anywhere from 4 to 12 profiles a week because I write for 3 teams. I write for the Lions, I write for the Jaguars, and I write for the Bucks. So
Okay.
I have to do lots of homework, and each draft profile to get it right, you have to look up what is someone's best game and what is someone's worst game.
Yeah.
And you have to watch both of those. And in the worst game, it's not so much what they did bad, because you know what they do bad because you see it in a good game. It's what they did good. Because if it's someone that has heart, they're going to have moments where they look good in a bad game. It's easy to look good when you're winning. It's hard to look good when you're not. That was my point.
Oh yeah.
Everybody looks good when you're winning. And and that's why we got clowned. And I sit there and I said, but you guys were a tie away from not even making the playoffs.
The Packers, they lost some multiple close games, I would say.
Same as us.
Yeah.
And the Bears won a lot of multiple close games with a last place schedule. As a matter of fact, their 3 last place schedules, they only blew out one of them. The one was 1 point and the other one was 2 points they won by. So our first place schedule and your second, you had the third place schedule because you made the playoffs, but you weren't in the basement, right? The season before.
Right.
Their last place schedule, they went 3-0. Our first place schedule, we went 1-2. Minnesota went 0-3. That's one of the reasons why they were 9-8 in their second place schedule. And you guys, I believe you went 2-1 in your third place schedule.
Yeah. Well, the Packers had so many major injuries.
Oh,
when Parsons went down, that changed everything. They didn't win any games after that.
And the bad part is Gary already disappeared before Parsons got hurt.
Yeah.
We talked about this. It was about 2 weeks prior to that. It was the week before the Thanksgiving Day game because you guys said, oh, Gary and Parsons are just going to light you up. And then thank God that Parsons did because Gary was a no-show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very skeptical of what happened last season with Gary. Like, did that guy get paid off to play like that? Or was he legitimate? Or was he legitimately hurt? Like either he was legitimately playing through an injury, or somebody paid that guy off to just play like junk, or a combination of both. Like think about it. There's a lot of money in play for these football games. Like they can easily say, "Oh well, I'm Jerry Jones. I'm going to give you this amount of money to do poorly, and you know what? We're going to pick you up in the next season." It could have been Jerry Jones because they traded him to the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's like you got Cowboys North and Packers South now.
Yeah, but I mean, the Packers traded away Rashawn Gary for a 4th-round pick of not this NFL draft, but the next NFL draft.
He's one of my sleeper picks. See, he's one of the guys I like in the day 3 part of the draft. I say sleeper because nobody expects to get a starter 4th through 7th round. That's just the rule of thumb. Your starters come out of the first 3 rounds. But Nadami Tucker, I like this kid. He has a real nice first step. He's very twitchy. He needs to work on his hand positioning and hand pop, but he does everything else right. It's funny you mentioned him because I'm getting ready to write a draft profile about him this weekend. That's why I know. I just studied all this stuff. Great footwork, though. And that's important for a defensive end on the edge. They got to have great footwork because half the time their footwork is what gets them past somebody. But knowing how to shield somebody off or wall them off with one arm is big, too. So, and that's what he has to work on. I just wrote, let's see, for the Jags. Let's see. What was the 4 I wrote this week about the Jags? Jonah Coleman, running back. Nope. There's a nope. Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker out of Texas. Keith Abney II, cornerback of Arizona State. Jack Endries, tight end. And Antonio Williams of Clemson. That was the ones I wrote for them. And then for the Bucks.
When you say Bucks, you're talking about like the Tampa Bay Bucks?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
I wrote Traden Stukes, cornerback, Arizona. Genesis Smith, safety, Arizona State. Kenyon Sadiq, tight end, Oregon. And Ted Hurst, wide receiver, Georgia State.
Do you think it was worth it? Do you think it was worth it for the Niners to go out and sign Mike Evans?
I do. They don't have a legit one. And then did you hear what happened a week, just Thursday in their presser with John Lynch? They are not going to cut Brandon Ayuk now.
Really?
Yes, they're not going to cut him. They're not going to trade him because he sat there and goes, with a valid number 1, and I know they get it. I get it mentally when he's saying what he's saying. With a valid number 1, and he becomes that third option again, that's when he had his best year. When they had Debo on the outside, they had the other wide receiver on the outside, and they moved him to the slot. That was Brandon Ayuk's best season.
Oh, did anybody sign Debo? Wasn't he a free agent?
He's still a free agent the last time.
Oh, wow.
Nobody signed Debo. I'm going to double check. Yep, he's a free agent. Wow. Still a free agent. So that's a talent. But
is he worth spending money on? Yeah.
Right. Do you know what his real name is? Tyson Raekwon.
Raekwon. Oh, that's very tough.
I'd call myself. Yeah, I would call myself something else too. Just say it. Brandon Ayuk has no more guaranteed money, so they can hold on to him for how long? Yes, absolutely.
Debo is 30 years young.
Yeah.
Is he worth
so he's right at that
money on?
Debo isn't good anymore. Is it Debo isn't good, or the fact that Jaden Daniels got hurt a couple weeks into the season? Because he looked good when Jaden was on the field.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, when you started having Peter Lemongello and Marcus Mariota throw to you, I'd look bad too.
It always seems like Debo always gets injured, you know?
And last year, he really didn't get injured. That was the crazy thing.
Yeah. I don't think
Debo is negotiating with Dago Pavia to be a package pick for the Reno Rhinestones of the Lingerie Football League. Rumors the two of them won't wear thongs, but they will share a condo. Oh. Yeah. I am not a fan of Diego Pavia, and as you can tell, MD isn't either. I just think he's way too cocky for how little talent he has.
Just statistics. You look at his stats, like he doesn't seem like somebody you'd want to spend a ton of money on.
Right. I said if he gets picked, he'll be a 7th rounder. That's what I saw on his game film. And then, I get asked to write a profile about him for one of the other teams. So I was like, okay. So I had to put my neutrality hat on.
Like you look at his stats, he fumbles the ball quite a bit. He fumbled the ball 15 times total.
Well, he's so tiny and he has small hands for somebody his size. It's not that they're small, but they're average. But like a guy my size at 5'11", I should not have a 9.5-inch hand, but I do. You know what that means?
Yeah.
I got big enough hands to hold onto the ball.
Yep.
That matters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the Packers moved on from Dobbs. He dropped that football quite a bit.
He's been trying to get a laugh out of you the whole time making these comments. And he goes, "Does the Pat guy here ever laugh, snicker, anything? Did I offend him? I am sorry if I did. I will not bring up my experience at Lambeau when I was there. Respect NFL royalty in the back." I've heard him laugh once or twice.
It's got to be worth laughing, I'm not going to laugh over anything.
There's Kyler Murray posing for his quarterback pick for the war room of the quarterbacks in the NFC North.
The savior of the Vikings, Kyler Murray. So how about this hot take? I predict Justin Jefferson asking for a trade this season.
Yeah, by the trade deadline is what you're saying, right?
I think that's going to happen.
Yep.
That will happen.
It kind of already did, if you remember right. He almost asked out last year.
Yeah.
I still like this picture the best, though. That's Kyler Murray checking in at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport.
And the crazy thing is the Vikings, they had Sam Darnold,
Let him walk out the door. They had Daniel Jones.
That was very dumb of them to let go of Sam Darnold, but I think Daniel Jones was more of a surprise. Like nobody thought that he was going to just produce for the Colts. I didn't expect that, but then it was a surprise.
I don't know if you watched when I did my AFC South review, but I actually said I could see them taking second place in the division possibly if Daniel Jones plays better with a good offensive line, because that's the one thing that the Indianapolis Colts have always had, a decent offensive line.
And those New York teams are very cursed. So at least right now it seems like. But now they got their new head coach, so.
I don't think we're taking a cornerback at day 1 or day 2, Robert Swift. I like D'Angelo Pons. I did a draft profile on him, too.
He's good, D'Angelo Pons.
Yeah, I like him. He was out of Indiana.
Also, the school they play for kind of matters, too. Like, did they have tough opponents? Because lots of these schools, they'll go up against some really easy opponents, and that's where they get their numbers. Like they'll get high volumes of numbers against teams that are not that good. And it's like, oh, wow, this player is good. But where did they get their numbers from? You got to look at that too.
So I wrote this one back on January 20th. D'Angelo Pons entered the draft process as one of the most intriguing and ascending cornerback prospects in the class, a player whose instincts, competitiveness, and ball production have turned him from an overlooked recruit into a legitimate NFL caliber defensive back. At Indiana, Pons became the heartbeat of the Hoosiers secondary, showcasing a blend of quickness, intelligence, and fearlessness that allowed him to punch above his size and consistently challenge top Big Ten wide receivers.
He's 5'9", 170 pounds.
No, at the combine, he weighed in at 5'10" and 180.
Oh, okay. He grew a little bit.
He grew a little bit over the year because the ones that are listed online, usually it's the previous, just before the draft, the combine. So, and you're talking about kids that are 18 to 23 years old.
Oh yeah, they're still growing.
You get gross, yeah. You can grow till you're 24, technically. Be careful. Watch what Malik Willis does with the Dolphins. He will end up a better NFL QB. Oh, come on now.
I mean, Malik Willis, he's got great capabilities, but I think he's got a much higher chance of injury. Like even when he played just 3 games with the Packers,
didn't they say he had a calf strain at the end of that? He had a calf strain at the end of the last game he started before Love came back, right?
Oh yeah, he had some injuries, so he's got great capabilities. He needs to learn how to protect himself.
Yeah,
when he plays, that's the key for him, in my opinion.
And I'm going to push back because I just looked it up. You realize Tua's only missed 2 games in the last 2 seasons, and neither one of them were due to concussion?
No, Tua's just not that good.
I know.
But he
Well,
got hit in the head so many times in the past that it affects him now.
touche.
How many times he had a concussion? Maybe like 4 or 5 times.
Well, he
times?
had 4
5 times?
legit ones the one year that was counted, but there was 2 that should have.
Yeah.
I said 6 the first year, and then he had one the second year, and then the last 2 years he hasn't really had them. But it was one of the things that I saw that I thought was interesting on why he isn't getting hurt. I don't know if anybody else paid attention to it, but he took judo. He took judo to learn how to fall. And
Really?
I find that, yeah, and I found that interesting. And since then, he has not had a concussion.
Interesting.
It's just one of those little food for thought things, you know.
What about Kirk Cousins?
I don't know where he ends up. I don't know if anybody's going to pick him up.
He's 37 years young. There's Aaron Rodgers out there too, so
Yeah, and he hasn't decided if he's going back to Pittsburgh or not. You know, he's not still on his vacation retreat.
yeah, that's what he does. He claims that when he retires that he will not come back. Like he is done.
Right.
Like he won't
And
come
every
back
time he
as,
said
like, a
maybe.
commentator.
Right. No, he's saying he's going to disappear because he likes his privacy.
Yeah.
And I respect that part of it. I really do. What is the key move that you think was the best move that the Packers made so far? No, I am not saying Cousins to Pittsburgh. I think it's going to be Will Howard's time to shine. I think if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, you guys pick up a day 3 quarterback to go behind him. That's just me.
Your question was, what was the
What
best
was your
move
best
the Packers
offseason?
made?
Yeah, this offseason for you.
I think definitely letting go of certain players was a good idea.
Who do you got? Go ahead. Oh, JC Davis. Yeah, he's decent. There's a couple of guys that could start. I don't think they start their rookie season. I think they'll start by year 2 or 3, you know, because there's a reason why they're considered day 3 picks. And that's because they either have a fundamental flaw in their game or they're playing in a weak conference where they don't see as stiff a competition across from them. And that all hurts them in the long run. And that's something that the GMs and scouts look at. Will Howard deserves a shot at the job, Yinzer. He is solid, and with McCarthy, he could seriously be legit. No doubt. You gotta watch when you say McCarthy because I start thinking of 9. And not Mike.
Well, it's always nice to see a little bit of a shuffle every offseason, you know, like players leave a team and they get signed by another team, and it makes it more entertaining.
Kraft on his return from his big injury he had last year. Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything, but it's kind of
That's
similar.
Crazy.
Like the Lions lost their tight end. The Packers lost their tight end. It kind of changed the dynamic of the offense.
I mean, you guys still won a couple games because, don't get me wrong, Luke Musgraves is fine, but he's not Tucker Kraft.
Oh, yeah. After that injury he had, he just wasn't the same guy.
No, because I think Dobbs led the team in drops again last year. Were they all his fault? No.
Dobbs was also the leading receiver for the team.
Right. He had more targets than everybody else also.
Yeah.
And I try to explain that, you know, when somebody's targets go up, their drops will go up. It goes hand in hand. If your targets are less, guess what? You'll drop the ball less.
Well, and also too, it's not always the receiver's fault too. Sometimes it's the quarterback who didn't throw
And
it
the
right where it needed to
placements.
be. Yeah, the placement
Yeah.
of the football. That kind of plays a factor.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. He's very good on the offensive side of the ball. Where I think he lacks and he needs a OC that is very clock oriented because he has poor clock management skills.
Who,
And
McCarthy?
yes, Mike McCarthy. The last couple of years he's coached at Dallas. The play clock stuff, the clock management was awful. I thought I had more time. And how do you tell your QB not to hand the ball to the ref if he's going to do a QB sneak with no timeouts?
Mm.
That's football 101. The clock stops until the ref sets the ball. Everybody forgets that. Doesn't matter what play it is in under 2 minutes. That clock pauses until the ball is set. Yes. It's kind of like Caleb not taking a timeout at the end of that Thanksgiving Day game 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, Robbie, don't say that. Please come in the chat because I like your sense of humor.
Well, I think somebody will sign Cousins.
I think that eventually somebody will, but I think it's going to happen in season, and it's going to be a team that has an injury to a quarterback type of thing. And that's the same with Derek Carr, who wants to come back. Nobody's rushing to sign him.
But Derek Carr wants to come back? Wow.
He asked for his
Okay.
release, and they gave it to him. He's a free agent right now.
Wow.
Seems funny that the last time that he was a starter for an entire year was one of the only years that Oakland made the playoffs with an interim head coach while John Gruden was dealing with all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
You remember that whole fiasco? If the Niners trade Mac Jones, they could sign Cousins. He could go to Green Bay to replace Willis as their backup. No, that I don't know why that's the move that Minnesota didn't make. They have 11 picks this season. Why didn't they trade for Mac Jones? To me, that had made way more sense than getting Kyler Murray.
I don't see Murray doing anything special.
He is very athletic, very elusive. He does escape situations, but he also makes bonehead moves and holds the ball too long and ends up running backwards a lot, as we've seen. We've seen him take 20-yard sacks. So it's a catch-22 with that athleticism. Sometimes football IQ matters. But who was your best signing that you saw or trade move that you made?
Well, for the Packers,
Yeah.
I have to look again.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't know off the top of my head. I've been working quite a bit lately, and
Oh, so you haven't been able to watch a lot of the free agency stuff, so you caught up a lot of it through us, huh?
St. Just is going to be more
Yes.
of a. He's going to compete for a spot. He's like 29 years young, so he's kind of like a. We'll see what he can do. Hargrave, I think he's like 33. Still has capabilities, but we'll see. You know, like, all the guys they sign, I think, are just going to be competing for spots.
I think
Sky
St.
Moore.
Juice myself is your best pickup. Sky Moore has struggled with drops too, and he's an undersized receiver. But you know what he will fix? Didn't you guys just lose a punter and kick returner?
Well, kick returner, yeah. That would be
That that'll be
that would be
his
what he
bread and
will do.
butter.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the previous season, it's kind of like the Packers did that. They try to get that one guy that was previously on the Chiefs, and they thought he would have been good at kick returner, and it didn't pan out, so they just dropped him. So,
Right.
but ultimately, I think they're going to, I think they're going
And
to draft a player that will compete for that
I
kick
don't know if
return
you
spot.
saw that last year with the Lions, but our kick returner, Khalif Raymond, 4 games into the season, never returned another kickoff. All he did was punt returns. And if you
Okay.
actually look at his averages at 33 years young, he went down by 5 yards per punt return too.
What was
You know
his
what?
name?
That's a Khalif Raymond.
Is he still on the team?
Nope. He was signed by the Bears.
Oh, wow. Is he good?
Wait, it'll be good for them. I think we're better off going in the younger direction because we got 2 fast kids at wide receiver for depth that have been clamoring to get into the roster. Dominique Lovett and Jackson Meeks. And both of them have kick return ability. Jacob Sailors, the guy we signed that was for St. Louis Battlehawk out of the UFL, a running back, he actually averaged 4 more yards per carry on the few punts he had than what Khalif was doing. So I'm like, oh, that's not bad. Sayone Vaki did good a couple times. And Tom Kennedy actually killed it in kick returns. That's why we brought him back. We re-signed him yesterday.
Okay.
He was
Yeah.
set to be a free agent. Him and 2 of the best UDFAs that the Lions have ever had. I'm sorry, it's Tom Kennedy and Trevor Nowaski over the past 2 seasons. Nowaski was good enough that his rookie year that the Cardinals took him when Isaiah Simmons got hurt that year. Poached him off of our practice squad, and he started and had 3 sacks in 4 games. And then we were able to poach him back because he didn't make their roster, and we poached him off their practice squad and during the cut down week. And he's been on the roster ever since. But he was an ERFA when we did it. And then this year we didn't give him his RFA tender because we only had 2, and we gave 1 to Jake Bates. But instead we signed him to the active roster. I don't know what the deal is. It hasn't been disclosed yet. So I know we've spent a lot of money as a whole, but we didn't spend a lot on any one player, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you sign 11 guys and you get rid of a $7.9 million guy for a $1.5 million guy that's depth, you're moving cap. And that was the Demo for Juice Scruggs and the 2 picks trade. Demo left. He was making almost $8 million. We get Juice Scruggs, a 4th rounder in the last year of his rookie contract for $1.58 million for the last year of his contract. I'm fine with it. Isaiah Pacheco could be great. It could wash out, but at $1.81 million, you don't care either way. You want it to be good. You're hoping for the best. But if it isn't, it's not going to hurt you. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, it's good to test out new players, and see if it works out, and if it doesn't work out, they can always, I guess, cut those players. That's what the Packers did last season. They went and got Hobbs, McCole Hardman, and they are not on the team anymore. And Isaiah Simmons was on the Packers too. Got rid of him.
He's out there in free agency right now, right?
I think so.
Safety help, Brad. Somebody that hasn't panned out. You love getting those guys.
I'd rather have Mac Jones 10 out of 10 times than Kyler Murray. Murray is not an under center QB. And in that KOC offense, it isn't a shotgun heavy style. Murray, a bad fit, phone books or not.
In other words, if he's standing on a phone book, it's still a bad bet. Oh, Simmons
resigned with the
resigned.
Panthers.
Okay. Thank you for the update. Well,
Yeah, I don't see Kyler Murray saving the Vikings. It might actually
no.
hurt them more than help them.
And I think it may end up hurting JJ
His
mentally
development, yeah.
with his development. Jesus, I just got rid of all the other old guys, and now we bring in an old guy, and we're going to pay him. Now, granted, most of it comes from the Arizona Cardinals because they were stupid enough to give him that big contract. It's $36.8 million guaranteed to him this year, and so the Vikings are only paying him $1.31 million. Same deal that Atlanta got with Tua. They get to pay him the vet minimum, and the home team get to pay him the whole amount. The only way that changes is if they re-sign him. Atlanta and Minnesota, don't be that fucking stupid. Don't let them off the hook. More like KOC saving Kyler from himself. Remember, he almost refused to sign that extension with Arizona because they had the whole you had to do X amount of hours of video watching, game film. And he refused to sign it until they removed that clause. Because it cut into his video game time. Literally. That was what he said.
Wait, Kyler Murray said that?
Yeah.
Cut into his video game time? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He's a professional. He is a professional Call of Duty player. He's ranked globally.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of these football players, they play a lot of video games.
Yep. But he and the thing is he's really happy about going to Minnesota because he's been a Minnesota fan since he was a little kid.
Oh,
so
really?
cool for him that he gets to go play for the team that he's been a fan of since he was a little kid. Good for him.
But now he's a little man.
Now he's a little man playing a big man's game. In the big man's black and blue division.
Now, do the Vikings have an offensive line to protect him?
If they don't fix that offensive line this draft, I said Kyler Murray may die by week 4.
Yeah.
Think about it. He's got to face Parsons twice, possibly, depending on when he gets back from his injury.
Depends on schedule.
Twice. Yeah. Montez Sweat twice. That's almost like Joe Burrow facing Trey Hendrickson, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt twice. Now, granted, we all did the same thing to beat the Bengals. Every single one of us that beat the Bengals this year, we did the same thing. You ran at Trey Hendrickson. That's how you tire him out. That's how you make him ineffective. And if the Bengals don't know that, they're going to be in trouble. KOC is overrated, probably. But I've been on for over an hour and a half. Even JJ made a joke about him being small, calling him little bro. I love it.
Vikings got the Bills, the Panthers, the Dolphins. That should be fun. Dolphins against the Vikings. Commanders, Colts, Jets, Niners, Patriots, Buccaneers, Saints, and of course the NFC North.
Mm-hmm. And each one of us twice. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Kyler does not
Vikings
like
are in
Aiden
trouble.
Hutchinson.
Vikings are in trouble.
Kyler does not like Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson has picked him once. He sacked him 4 times in the 4 times we played him. Quarterback whisperer, my ass, LOL. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Try every day to be a better person, and you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Go ahead and shout out your channel there. Go, Pet, go.
Oh yeah, go Pack, go all day. I mean, I might rebrand at some point. We'll see. But yeah,
Yep, I
it's always good
rebranded.
talking football with you.
I rebranded my channel,
Yes, I noticed
KCB
that.
Sports
KCB.
Network. Yep,
That's a nice
Pistons,
logo.
Red Wings. Yeah, my buddy Adam did that for me while we were doing the baseball show. He was making logos for me.
Nice.
So tune in tomorrow night because I don't care if I go live. It's the baseball roundtable talk. I'm going to do a little WBC. We're going to talk about spring training so far because we're less than 2 weeks away from the start of the MLB season.
All right, go Red Sox. Go
Oh,
Pack, go.
I got a Boston Paul on there. He talks about the Red Sox and the rest of the league with me. So
Nice.
Boston Paul. I've got Adam McNally, who is a Guardians/Pirates fan. His summer vacation home has always been in Ohio, so he would go to Indians games growing up. So he's kind of stuck with that as a familiarial thing. And then Big Rich, who grew up in Pittsburgh but now lives in Texas, so he is a Pirates Rangers fan. Crazy how that works. But have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy your sports. Go Red Wings, go Pistons, go Tigers.
All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Turn it up, it's that time again. Jeremy B. Lines, he's your best friend. Every weekday, Evan, you know the vibe. He's shouting one ride with that rockin' drive. Rolling up the scene, light up that fire. Jeremy's in the booth, taking us higher. With a grin and a laugh, he's got the crowd in a blaze. Smoking out the haters in a rock star haze. The stories that inspire and riffs that will ignite. When one pride echoes, everything feels right. Jeremy Beelan, every day at 11. Yelling 1P ride like we're in rock heaven.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.